Daniel Oriahi and Uzoamaka Aniunoh with us in the studio talking about the weekend movie. When is it coming out?
It's coming out August 30th.
August 30th.
Yes.
Nationwide or parts of the nation?
Nationwide. I think
Nationwide.
we're going to release in probably 40 plus cinemas. Yeah, I'm really excited. Please come out and support us.
So what brings you here?
Just passing through.
Please come down from your bed.
No.
The Movie Roadshow with Irabor.
If you're just tuning in, this is the Movie Roadshow. We discuss literally everything about movies, irrespective of the genre and the industry, and we do it live every Saturday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM. My name is Irabor Okosun. I'm your host. We have two important guests with us in the studio. These are people that they have my respect, first of all, in their craft, respectively, for being an actress and being a director. I have in the studio with me, to my right, Daniel Oriahi. He is a director in Nollywood, and Uzoamaka Aniunoh.
Thank you.
All right, let me give you guys some quickery. Welcome to the show. We're going to be talking about the weekend and Nollywood and film and things in general.
100%.
How do you want this conversation to go?
I think you just take the lead and we follow. You know,
all right.
This is your arena, so we are here to play by your rules.
Okay. You people here though. If anything happens, don't come and blame me. Oh. So this synopsis of this film, let me read it. So The Weekend is a gripping Nigerian thriller. It's exploring in-law dynamics through unpredictable twists and turns, keeping viewers hooked until the riveting conclusion. So this conclusion, do you want to spill a little bit, or you want people to go and watch it August 30th? Can you give them, an idea?
Do you want to say something?
Ladies first?
I think they should go and watch it on the 30th.
On the 30th?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And find out.
And riveting is so apt.
Okay.
Because it's surprising, it's shocking. It literally takes you by surprise.
Oh.
Like when people say, the more you look, the less you see. No, here, the more you look, the more you see. Yes.
Yeah. It's like peeling an onion, basically that.
You've not been married before, have you? Have you?
No.
I mean, relationships, right?
Yes.
I mean, you're an experienced guy now. So, have you experienced in-law dynamics, and what was it like? Or maybe family dynamics if you went to go and see the family of your supposed boyfriend, ex, or anybody?
Do you want to start?
No,
you start because she answered.
Yeah, that's a very weird. That's a very interesting question because, you just find out that they are not like your people. You know what I mean? So they come from a different background. They have a different kind of sibling dynamics. They have parents are different. I didn't necessarily have a complicated dynamics with my in-laws.
Okay.
But they're just different from my upbringing. Like I grew up in a very close-knit society. So it's me, my brother, and my sister.
Okay.
Then you have a partner. She has 4 or 5 siblings.
Okay.
She has a lot of extended family members. And you are not necessarily like that. So that was a bit of it, like, okay,
adapt.
Okay, you have to adapt to, But interestingly, my partner was not really. She kind of shielded me from
all those
in a way,
nice.
because it was obviously a lot. There are a lot of expectations.
Okay.
Oh, you have to be in this group. You have to do this. You have to do that. You're like, I'm not that guy. But she to her credit, she did a lot to like shield me from that.
Let me deep in the question further. Let me move away from in-laws. Let's even look at, it's talking about in-law dynamics and unpredictable twists and turns and surprises, because, in this film, you have Buchi Franklin, you have Uzoamaka Aniunoh, you have Meg Otanwa, and a host of others, Kepi, Gloria Young, and everybody. Now, as a couple being boyfriend and girlfriend or husband and wife, what thing surprised you when you were in it? Like, hey, this wasn't like this when I was dating.
I think I don't really
for the
know.
person now, not
I can't really point it out. It wasn't really because, like I said, she was very good at shielding me from that whole dynamics. So I had to reciprocate that as well. I had to be in a situation whereby she was protected and we kind of functioned away from that dynamics. I wanted to just create our nuclear setup and be like, this is us and you can't infiltrate. But, once in a while, somebody comes in, you have to like accept the person and all that stuff. But I didn't really have anything, complicated per se.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I
Wow.
didn't.
You're
No.
lucky. What about you, Uzo?
I was in a relationship with somebody who came from a polygamous home.
Okay.
And that was shocking for me because initially when he told me, I didn't mind. I was just like, yeah, I mean, like, this is life. Your parents made, the decision. So, but then meeting them up close was jarring for
Wow.
me. It was just like, oh my goodness, like, how are people able to do this? Yeah, it was me trying not to judge. I'm just also being confused by the dynamics of all of it. But yeah, that was it.
This question I ask every actress, every actor, in fact, every director, every producer, every Nollywood stakeholder that comes on the show. What is life like as a Nollywood actress?
What is life like as a Nollywood actress? I've never been asked that before. What is life like? Life is normal.
Okay.
When I'm working, I'm working. When I'm not working, I'm doing other things that probably don't concern the industry.
And do you share those things?
Share it where?
Social media.
Social media.
Maybe you carry the crows from Game of Thrones, send them a message or something. I don't know. Do you share? Do people know about these things? And what are those things?
For instance, I've taken writing very seriously now.
Okay.
Initially, it used to be just a hobby, stuff that I just enjoyed doing on the side. I find it marveling. And so doing that just makes me see that I am able to do whatever I set my mind to do.
Okay.
It's just, my creativity is limitless.
All right.
I can just do stuff. And so that makes me happy, yes.
I'm going to direct it to you.
Yeah.
What is life like as a director in Nollywood?
Life is embracing despair. How do I mean? A director primarily in Nollywood, it depends. There are different kinds of directors, people who can jump from one project to another, or, you want to take time to really process yourself as an individual and all that. You can really get caught up in the grind of making stuff back to back.
Okay.
And I've been in that space, and it becomes draining at some point creatively, because if you are not feeding your well, then you exhaust it, basically.
But let me pause you. I need to take this call quickly.
Okay.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Movie Roadshow. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Good evening to your guest as well.
All right, Daniel and Uzo, did they hail you now?
Hi,
Good evening.
What do you have for us?
I just have a question for them.
Okay.
So my question would be, since they've started acting, has there been any role they've acted that has to do with their day in, day out lifestyle?
Okay. Something that has to do with your daily lifestyle, something that resonates with your daily
Yes,
lifestyle.
Yes, I think with every character that I've played, I've found a bit of myself in that character. I think it's the thing that enables me to relate to this character, to be able to look at this character without judgment, to be able to take on this character effectively. So no matter what it is, like any role that you see me in, you will find a piece of myself in it. In some more than others. In some of them I have to dig deep, and sometimes it's not it's messy. Sometimes it's not a fun thing to do, to dig deep and find parts of you in a character. It can be a painful thing to do, and sometimes it's very surface level in terms of just this character looks at people in this way and I would look at people in that way. So it's basic like that, but it differs. But for every character that I do, I find myself somewhere in them.
Very interesting. Does she answer your question?
Yes,
She does.
Thank you for adding value to the Nollywood industry.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you. Make sure
much.
you watch The Weekend. So if you were to tell somebody to go and watch this movie, how would you sell it?
How would I sell it? I'll sell it as the best Nigerian film that has been made this year. I'll sell it as the best Nigerian film, probably in the genre of thriller, subversive horror, psychological. I would sell it as a riveting, genre-bending Nigerian epic.
We still have Daniel and Uzo with me in the studio. We're going to have a bit of fun. Yes, things were getting intense. The questions. Sorry, I just like to understand what the movie is about, and I like to mirror it with life so that our audience can understand what it's about. So we have several segments. There's one called Cast, Sub, Cut. You understand? Cast, Sub, Cut. So you're casting for the main lead, you're doing a sub lead, and you're cutting the person completely. But there are two ways to do this. Now, we're going to be doing it for box office and just pure talent. So you're
Okay.
doing the same selection for box office and pure talent.
Okay.
Let's do for the females. Cast sub cut for box office and for pure talent. We have Osasi Godaro, Nancy Sime, Kehinde Bankole.
Go first.
Yeah, just pushing it to her. Like.
Box office,
Mm-hmm.
cast Nancy,
Okay.
Sime, sub Osas,
Okay,
and cut Kende.
Kehinde. All right, for talent.
Cast Kende,
Okay.
sub Nancy, cut Osas.
Okay. What about you, Daniel?
100% the same.
Let's go to WhatsApp quickly. We have Mountain Lion. See name. My question to our actress is this: is there a role you will never play in the industry, no matter the money involved? Thank you, Irabor, for all you do for the industry. Mountain Lion.
A role that I would never play is
No matter the money.
no matter the money
Mhm.
is a story that I don't believe in, a story that I don't like.
Oh, just like you don't like the story. That's it.
No, if the story doesn't speak to me, I'm not going to do it. If I don't like the story, I'm not going to do it. So it's not what the kind of character.
Okay.
It's that the story just doesn't work for me.
So it's a story thing for
Yes.
you, not the character.
Yes.
Let's go to another one. Good evening, all. Shout out to the filmmakers, irrespective that everything in this world has been acted, yet you people still find way to make best films in Nollywood. Obaino from Mushi. Thank you so much, Obaino.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's not easy, in Nollywood. We know. All right, Irabor, what's your inspiration for writing? Also, please, what's the title of the song you played last after the break? It's Eledumare by Tele Dalashe from Aniunoh, Rise of the Spectre. Yeah, that's it. I totally agree with Uzo's choices all through for the cast sub cut. We only have about 5 minutes to go. So, any last words, you guys, for anybody willing to go and watch this movie August 30th in cinemas nationwide? Any last words? What do you think they should take away from the film? You've sold it to them that it's going to be the best thriller in Nollywood so far. You've said all that. But now, what is the takeaway? What are they going to learn? That's why I asked that question earlier. Like, if you've been through any of those, I see. I have. Just even in my own personal life, do you get, like, my grandfather polygamous, my grandfather from my mother's side, father's side polygamous. I'm still bushing and fighting spiritual battles these days, but again, still on still, you learn every day. So
Yeah.
what are the takeaways that people should, after watching, like, I think I will learn this?
I think it's the fact that there are so many things to take away from it. One is that that conversation, old versus new,
Okay.
old traditions.
Mm.
Which traditions should we hold on to, and why we hold on to our heritage?
Okay.
I think that's a very interesting theme that resonates through this film.
like that.
And another one is the place of trauma.
Mm.
And how family dynamics can lead to trauma and can really affect how people then engage with partners. So I feel that is something we don't necessarily talk about too
Okay.
much, the place of family trauma and how that affects and influences those traumatized people moving forward in their relationship. So those are two themes that I feel people could really reflect on. There's another one. I think the place of secrets.
Okay.
The detriment of secret, as in rather how detrimental keeping secrets can be in a relationship, but at the same time understanding that some relationships thrive when secrets are kept.
Okay. They strive or thrive.
Thrive.
Oh, really? Things
Yes.
improve.
Yes, because I don't necessarily, I'm not buying into that per se, but the idea is sometimes when you let everything out of the bag, it could really lead to a lot of complications.
Yes, it's like opening a can
Yes,
of worms.
it's opening a can of worms, and it's now you are left to make that decision. Do you want to hold on to stuff?
Is this happening while already established in the relationship or before the relationship?
Okay, so the film starts.
No, I'm saying your premise, that premise generally, that you say you don't buy into.
Sorry, I don't get it.
So you're saying you want to?
Yeah, I think it's sometimes people come into the relationship with already made secrets that they now have to make a decision to either keep or reveal, and revealing said secrets could potentially ruin the relationship.
Which I'm now saying is, should you reveal them before you even enter the relationship, or should you be revealing them when you're in the relationship? Which one is better? I think it should be before now, Abi, not while.
Well, when you are cutting, you know, there are phases in a relationship. You know, when you are cutting in a relationship, everything is gloom, you know,
fairy tale,
very fairy tale life and all that stuff. Then when you get into the nitty gritty of a relationship, certain things start unveiling. Maybe not directly, you know, you are passing, you know, your traumas and your, you know, channeling, you know, you are channeling your aggressions and all that. Then things begin to manifest. Then you start having those hard conversations. I don't think people set up in a relationship and say, okay, I really like you, but let's try and deal with all the baggage. First.
Yes.
It's no, let's enjoy this very interesting phase.
Do you agree with that?
I think that sometimes people hold back intentionally because they know that opening up would cause problems in this thing that they like, and so keeping those secrets is also just a form of protecting their relationship for them. So whether we agree with the choices that they've made or not, for them, they're protecting what they have, the thing that they love, by withholding said secrets.
Do you know you sound like Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie?
She's a massive fan.
Do you know you sound like her?
She's a massive fan.
I've been told.
Seriously, I had
fan.
to blink twice. Like, it's not Chimamanda is in front of me now.
She's a massive fan.
I mean, you could even play her too.
Oh yes.
Looking forward.
You have the demeanor and everything.
100%.
Yeah, the natural hair, the swagoo and all that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you short. I just, you know,
it's okay.
I was listening to you like. So based off of this thing we're saying, I want to ask you guys, what's your trauma? What is your trauma?
I have two, and it's only because I have been going through therapy that I've been able to really reflect on it. So I had something called the what do you call this thing now? I had a brief psychosis disorder in my mid-20s.
Okay.
So basically, I went off.
Okay.
You know, but interestingly, it happened for 3 months.
Oh, okay.
So I literally can't remember what happened in those 3 months. But I heard that I was very unstable.
Yeah.
But interestingly, something happened. So while I was healing from that was when I made the decision to become a filmmaker, because I was always restless. You know, I always wanted to be a creative. Like I was telling people that at 13 I knew I wanted to become a filmmaker, but the environment I was in wasn't really helping me to be in that space. So I was really struggling as an
trying
early,
to do that.
Yeah. So when I had that experience, it was like I had like an outward body experience that was like, if you don't figure your stuff out, then you are going to die.
Yeah.
And what do you need to figure out? And I was like, I really want to be a filmmaker. So I think I carried that trauma, that experience for a very long time.
And what's the second one?
Second one is relationship trauma. I think
in what way?
So around that same time I had that incident, I was in a toxic relationship, which became a primary influence for my previous film, Sylvia. Like I really utilized that experience. So it was a very toxic relationship, and I didn't know I hadn't healed from that. Okay. So even when I got married and all that, there were a lot of things I was doing. I wasn't necessarily standing for myself because I didn't want confrontation. Then I had, just perceptions and energies from there, resentment, keeping it. So during the course of me exploring therapy, it became clearer, like, okay, this is what happened to you. You tried to use film as therapy, So all my films have kind of touched on that, on characters who have some kind of trauma or psychological challenges and all that. But I didn't necessarily know that I was using that as a tool to try and like
Ease yourself.
to ease myself.
Okay.
But when I now went on that journey of therapy, it became clearer for me. Like, this is what you were trying to do. And now I think I've been able to free myself to some extent, heal myself from those, especially those two trauma.
I have some other questions to ask you, but let me ask the same question to Uzo. What's your trauma?
Intense anxiety disorder. I suffer from anxiety. And I think, I'm self-diagnosing.
Okay.
Because I haven't been to therapy.
Okay.
Therapy is cost. In the Nigerian language.
All the cost.
Nigerian is
Insurance.
Look.
Can't cover.
Therapy is cost. But yes, it is expensive. And but I think personally, just having reflected, I think that it stems from dwelling on uncertainty. I find that I worry too much about just life and what's happening and what's going to happen and what's not happening.
Example.
My career.
Okay.
I worry so much about it. I wonder what it's going to be in 10 years. And I don't even know if I'm going to be here in 10 years.
Like here in
Because
Nigeria or
nobody
here
knows.
in the world?
No, in the world. Nobody knows. You don't know that you're going to be alive in 10 years. So why are you having sleepless nights about what the next 10 years would be?
Okay.
And so, but it's beyond, it's not surface for me, where it's like, I'm just thinking about, no, it's that I don't sleep for days, nights, because I'm worrying about these things.
Wow.
Yes. So the anxiety is quite deep. And then secondly, I think it's something that I share with the character that I play in The Weekend, which is not believing people when they say who they are. When a person tells you, and I think there's a quote like that says, when a person tells you who they are, believe them the first time. But you want to hear what you want to hear. They say something.
Okay.
They say something, and you hear something else, and then the mistaken insistence for love. Somebody has said this is it, and you want something else, and you insist and insist and insist, and you call it love. It's not love.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Something else.
It's something else, but not love. Yes, that's something that I sort of have in common with the character.
All right, I'll open the phone lines for 2 minutes. Guys, tell us, what's your trauma? 020127709993, 020127709993, 020127709993. The one for the females, 020146571990. And you can also send WhatsApp. What is your trauma? I'm asking this because of The Weekend film. Liking this movie to a movie that has been done before. Whether in Nollywood or Hollywood or Bollywood or Anywood, so that people can get a perspective.
When the script came to me, then the whole idea was like, we're trying to do something like Get Out, like Jordan Peele. But I was like, I see it, I get it, but I don't want to make Get Out. I want to
reverse engineer it.
I want to reverse engineer it, and because of my vibe with cinema and all that, I leaned primarily to French and South Korean cinema. In the way I explored I explored the narrative, because I didn't want it to feel Hollywoodian. And but I would say, if anybody has seen a film like Get Out,
something like
that, Meet the Parents. Parents have crazy
or Meet the Fockers.
You know what I mean. Just Meet the Parents, basically.
The Fockers has not you.
Yes. Meet the Fockers. Basically those kind of films that just explore in-law dynamics and secrets. I think that's it.
Somebody has been trying to type their trauma since the person has deleted the message 3 times. How many times? I've just been seeing it since. I'm just he has deleted another one again.
Bless them.
You said something that therapy is quite expensive. And it's very true. For me, I was kind of fortunate. I got somebody who really was very open to just giving me 2 hours every week for 7 months.
2 hours every week for 7 months.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes,
jeez,
that's a lot. And it really helped.
The stigma behind therapy and black people and Africans, do you think they should drop it and just embrace it once and for all?
I was listening to a podcast this morning, and the guy was saying that this particular generation, we are the evolved man, in the sense that that we are now exploring our mental dynamics.
Really?
Yes, that people before now, like our parents or our foreparents, they went through wars, they went through stuff, and it's like, pick up yourself and keep going. You know what I mean? That there's no room to go to, Or like you have Better Help, for instance, which is an online therapy. This thing, you literally just go there, you register with a therapist online, and you can carry on sessions without even, so these things were not accessible like 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's like everybody's talking about mental health, everybody's talking about trauma, everybody's talking about therapy.
But the fact that everybody's talking about it, are they really, like following up or embracing the juice of it?
Primarily there's always a trend.
Yes.
There's always a trend to things. So for people, a lot of people, it's like, oh, mental health. Oh, it's a trend.
Any small thing.
But it's there.
No, of course.
It's there.
Of course.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah.
It is there. All right. So final question I'm going to ask you guys, because I always like to gauge the industry from other people's eyes, not just myself. I'll allow you marinate for this while I read this WhatsApp message.
Okay.
I need your top five Hollywood and Nollywood actors and actresses. Just think about it. I can give you Byron and paper if you want. This one is, you want Byron and paper?
Do you want male and female?
Yeah, male and female.
Wow. So we're going to mention.
Just think it in your head while I read
20
this one.
So five men, 5 women.
5 men, 5 women, 5. Yeah, homework. I always like to give people homework. And homework to my audience, like we always do. Homework for tonight. We are going to discuss this next week. There's this TV show called The Morning Show. There's a particular episode, season 1, episode 8. It is called Lonely at the Top. Season 1, episode 8 of The Morning Show. I want you guys to go and watch that episode. There is a particular scene almost towards the end, after maybe you've watched like 3/4 of the episode. There's a scene between a man and a woman. The scene features Mitch Kessler, played by Steve Carell, and Hannah Schoenfeld, played by Gugu Mbatha Raw. I want you guys to let me know what you think about that scene. And I'm going to simplify it easily with just this question. Do you think that is rape or consent? Just let me know. When, we'll come back next week on the Movie Road Show. Let me know, is it rape or is it consent? So Daniel and Uzo, do you have your list together? Your top 5 Nollywood actors and actresses and your top 5 Hollywood actors and actresses.
Nollywood. Chimezie Imo is my favorite
All right.
actor. There's Emeka Mabarocha as well.
Oh, yeah,
I
Emex.
really, yes, I really like him. Plus some Chukwujeku.
Okay.
I really like watching him. For the women, Uzoamaka Aniunoh. I really like her.
Nice one. Nice one.
We like
nice
her
one. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one.
All right.
Hollywood, I really, really love and respect Miss Viola Davis.
Oh, that
I love
walk
watching
in
her.
How to Get Away with Murder is
I love watching her.
unparalleled. Yeah.
She's brilliant. And Meryl Streep, the queen.
All right.
This actress in Ida.
Who's that one?
That's the foreign film now.
Yes.
It's a Polish film.
Yes.
I can't
Ida.
remember her name. She played the nun, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Agatha. That's her. I can't remember her surname.
Yeah.
Agatha. I think she
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Sublime.
And then the actress in Roma.
That's the
maid.
Mexican lady.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought she was beautiful in it. I
Okay.
really enjoyed watching
Okay.
her.
All right.
Okay.
What about you, Daniel?
Well, for me, old and new, Daniel Day-Lewis is my number one. My number one actor. There Will Be Blood for me is one of the best films ever made. I like Robert De Niro. I loved him in Taxi Driver. I loved him in Raging Bull. I loved him in King of Comedy. That was his time. I don't want to say Leonardo DiCaprio
Why not?
because I'm really reflecting on his stuff. I think it's a time thing. But I would say Brad Pitt, and this is because of the film I watched. I've seen it probably 2 or 3 times. It's a film called Ad Astra, when he's an astronaut and needs to go and find his father that is causing a sonic disruption in the galaxies. It is one of the most, maybe because my father-son dynamics, but he played that character so sublimely. Yeah, so those are the guys. I can think about. There's a French actress. I can't remember her name now. She was the lead in Blue Is the Warmest Color.
Is she androgynous?
No, she's not androgynous. No, she's not androgynous.
There's an actress that just came
No,
to mind.
She's not Liu Seydoux. she's the other lady. I think she's just an amazing European actress.
The lady's in Portraits of a
No, she's not in Portrait. What's that name?
You still want to round off your
The
list
Woman
so
on
that I
Fire.
can just, read this message, because this
No,
one
read
is,
it.
we have several
Read it.
messages.
Read it.
Please.
All right. I totally agree with Uzo's choices all through. Totally. I hope to be able to intern with a director. My trauma is I was abused as a young boy and I still have PTSD from those experiences.
my God.
Marvelous. All right.
Oh, no.
Good evening, everyone. Nice show. I must admit, I want to share my thoughts on keeping it secret and sharing, but I want to be anonymous. Okay. I used to smoke before I got married and hid it from my partner. When she discovered after we settled, she was very unhappy about it. The fallout and lack of trust keeps popping, which is not a good thing to experience. I'll say be open, because secrets sometimes come back to haunt you. A broken relationship is better than one failed with mistrust. Cheers, guys. Anonymous from UK. Thank you. All right, we have Babs. Babs says, Irabor, please, what's the name of the series again you asked us to watch? The Morning Show, Season 1, Episode 8. Lonely at the Top, Mitch Kessler and Gugu Mbata Raw. That's Steve Carell. Played by Steve Carell. So watch that one. That's the homework. Let me know if it is rape or consent. All right. That's all we can do tonight on the Movie Road Show. We are so thankful to Uzo and Daniel for coming through and, unearthing what's within them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
The
having
weekend.
us.
This was really good, actually.
Yes.
This was
My
good.
pleasure. Weekend coming out August 30th.
Yes.
Starring Buchi Franklin. Also starring Uzoamaka and Aniunoh.
The Uzoamaka.
The Uzoamaka and Aniunoh. James Gardner. Directed by Daniel Oriahi, one of the better directors in Nollywood.
Thank you. I appreciate
Daniel, I look forward to seeing your movie, internationally, like big budget, $1 million type film.
It's a journey. We'll get there.
Yes.
When I saw Sylvia, I was like, no, this guy sabi work. Not just Nigeria, get that thing where they inside. But anyway, I'll always say this: please keep watching Nollywood movies, because we do have a Nollywood industry to restructure. I'm going to leave you with words from Viola Davis because of Uzoamaka. Stay tuned till the next episode. Good night.
So my question is, Senator Trucco, did you have Trisha Stanley murdered?
Are you out of your mind?
Your Honor, this has gone on long enough.
Did you convince your tenant, Linda Morelli, to testify that Trisha Stanley was killed by her boyfriend, David
You're
Allen?
way off base. I recommend you rein this in.
Explain why your eviction suit against Miss Morelli was dropped despite her inability to pay rent.
Cheating?
Is it because her lost rent money was nothing compared to the millions you made once Miss Stanley was out of your way? Answer the question,
Keating,
Senator.
enough.
Why was Linda Morelli granted these concessions?
Mr. Chief Justice, I have extended great deference to the court by showing up here today, but I am not going to put up with this any longer.
I am sorry, Senator, if you do not have the time to answer for who bore the real cost of your development.
Objection!
Not just Trisha Stanley and her boyfriend, David Allen, who served 21 years in prison.
Honor, please.
For the thousands who were displaced in the name of lining your pockets.
Keating?
The majority whom were poor, powerless, and didn't bear the color of skin desirable to your business interests. You
enough,
tore a
Miss
community
Keating.
apart.
Miss
You tore
Keating, I
families
want
apart.
order.
You destroyed lives,
Miss
Senator.
Keating.
Admit it.
Miss
Admit
Keating.
you killed Trisha Stanley and had my client, David Allen, set up for her murder.
That is enough. You hear me? You say another word and I'll have no choice but to throw you in jail.